rejects the use of force. Will the president blame them for any future atrocities?
Well, let's, Chris, let's not pile hypothetical on top of hypothetical.
Now, the White House may not be willing to admit it, but it is becoming increasingly clear that the president's decision to seek congressional approval is nothing more than a politically motivated stunt. But will a vote on Capitol Hill provide our embattled commander-in-chief with the cover that he needs to weather this growing firestorm? Here to talk about this and more, the author of the book Mugged, now out in paperback. But Ann has also been hard at work. She's got a brand new book due out soon. We got the cover. Wow, look at that blue dress. Never trust a liberal over 3, especially a Republican. This may be the best book cover ever. How are you, Coulter?
Fine, thank you. It's a lot of fun, and I'll be on your show October 14th when it comes out to talk about it.
I'm looking forward to it, especially I want to know who those liberals under 3 are, who those Republicans under 3 are that we can trust. Let me ask you this. You know, I'm listening to Kerry, unbelievably small, days, not weeks, no boots on the ground, not about regime change. I didn't draw a red line. I didn't do it. And I'm watching Vladimir Putin embarrass the president cowering almost as Putin becomes more aggressive. It's embarrassing that our president is so confused and so wimpy on the world stage. Do you have the same feeling, or is it just me?
It's definitely not just you. Look at how the vote in Congress is going to go. Not looking good for Obama. He's desperately looking for an exit strategy. No, these Democrats think being president is a Hollywood movie, and if they just come out and say it's in America's national security interests, Americans will all swoon, you know, like they do in The West Wing when Aaron Sorkin is writing it. But it's not that way in real life. Americans do have a vague grasp of what our national security is, which is why they supported the war in Iraq, and they do not support this nonsense. I just tweeted out, as for Putin in particular, no, he's making a monkey of Obama. I just tweeted out a very interesting article from the tablet suggesting that this whole thing was set up by Putin to make Obama look like a monkey, that he controls Assad. Assad is his puppet. Obama issues this red line ultimatum thinking, well, of course, Assad is never going to use chemical weapons. Why would he? This is just my way of announcing we're not interested in the Syrian civil war. So Putin puts pressure on Assad, or simply places a phone call and says, hey, why don't you use some chemical weapons? And then the ultimatum has been met. And now you have Kerry doing the exact same thing, thinking he's setting up a situation, an ultimatum that would never come to pass. Well, why don't they just turn over their chemical weapons? And Putin and Assad leap forward and say, yeah, OK, we'll do that.
Well, what do you think of Russia's aggression, though, in all of this? I mean, they're moving warships. They're threatening to put a shield over Syria.
Right.
Putin seems like the great peacemaker out there. It seems like it's just humiliating on the national and the president. Look, if Israel wanted to bomb Syria, they would have done it, not said a word about it, wouldn't have even admitted to it, and they would have done the job.
Right.
You know?
Right, if it were necessary.
If it were necessary.
No, Putin is the one who's looking like a man here, which is amazing since he's a midget. And let's also flash back to the campaign.
Whatever words you say that get you in trouble tonight, that's up to you. I am not responsible for all the trouble you get yourself in, but go ahead.
I am merely speaking the truth here, Sean, as I always do. But anyway, remember when Mitt Romney during the campaign last year said absolutely correctly that Russia was America's #1 geopolitical enemy, and Obama's PR crew in the United States press corps leapt to attack Romney. Obama had that snippy remark about during one of the debates, oh, the 1980s called and they want their Cold War policy back. And since the re-election, Putin has time after time after time made Obama a monkey. First, he takes Snowden. You have this with Assad.
Why are you saying that? Because you know people are going to criticize you for using that term against the president. Why are you saying that? Are you doing that to be provocative?
No, I'm saying Putin is playing with him and making him look ridiculous. First Snowden, then this official policy, no gays at the Olympics, forcing a showdown over that. Now this, potentially with Putin directly behind it, with Assad, assuming Assad did it, and I think he did, pointlessly using chemical weapons. He is just tossing Obama around, I don't care what you say, like a rag doll.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you think when Kerry says that it's going to be unbelievably small, I mean, isn't that incurring aggression because it just signals such pathetic weakness and wimpiness? If you're going to strike an enemy and you're going to hit them, you've got to hit them with all the force that their mothers will feel the vibration. If you fight a war, you got to fight it to win it. This isn't a fight to win. This is a fight to check off the box that I kept by my pledge of the red line.
Right. They think they're living in the TV show The West Wing. Not only that, it's a little rhetorically difficult when you have all of these Obama spokesman and Obama himself claiming, oh, this is such a huge threat to the world, the use of chemical weapons, which they did not think in the case of Iraq. But it's such a huge threat, we've got to stop it. Don't worry, our attack will be unbelievably small. No, of course, it's a joke.
Well, I just think every step of the way...
And I'd also point out, I'd also, just one last thing, that clip you played at the very beginning of Chris Wallace asking the spokesman for the Obama administration on Sunday's show, now, if this gets voted down, are you going to turn around and accuse Republicans of being responsible for every chemical attack to take place henceforth in the world? And he mumbled out some non-response response. Yes, of course they are. And I would say, similarly, Democrats are the pro-rape party, since they didn't want to stop Saddam Hussein and his charming son, Qusay, who were using rape as a matter of widespread rape as policy. We aren't the world's policemen. Yeah, chemical weapons are terrible. You know what else is terrible? Chopping off little children's limbs, as happened in Rwanda. We don't go around and intervene with an unbelievably small attack every time something bad happens in the world.
Well, the other thing is, what about the 100,000 that died before this? It just matters the means of which 1,400 died. They did nothing. 30 months ago, they actually could have helped the more secular pro-American opposition forces, and we missed that opportunity.
And he could have saved Iraq, the most magnificent United States foreign policy success in 50 years.
All right, Ann Coulter, we'll look forward to your new book. And you're responsible for all the fallout of all your comments on the show, as usual. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.